Greetings, everybody. It's a surprise visit from Trusty coming into your home as a pop-up live event with a live haul that is no big surprise tied to the Just One More Dachshund Rescue fundraiser that I've got coming up because I am being run out of my house by donations that I'm receiving for the jomdr.org charity. That's a good thing, 100% a good thing. I've had to buy an extra bottle of Tums, but it's a good thing. And I've got a huge variety of items. They just posted a video earlier this evening of a bunch of individual items that were posted or that I'd received and I wanted to give credit for. I received more items in the mail today, so I'll do another video for those. But this one, hey Karen, hey Book Bewitched, got the West Coast, all excited because I'm doing the late night chat. Hey Sheila. That I wanted to showcase very specifically a massive, hey Pam, oh, everyone loves their Doxies, excellent. I have a massive donation that came in from a local vintage shop. Hey Julie, and hey Katie, and Helen, oh, people are finding me. Hey Nancy, oh, I've got the East Coast coming in too. I got a donation and you know what? I should have grabbed a tape measure. This box it's a moving box. And let's see. My floorboards are 3 inches wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 18 by 18 by 24, I would say. It's taller than it is wide. It is a massive box that was donated by the 715Vintage store in Batavia, Illinois. Wendy is a viewer of my channel. Hi, Wendy. That wanted to organize this. She is a vendor at the 715Vintage shop, which is a kind of an antique mall. And she said she had a few things that she wanted to donate. I was out of town, shocker, because I was out of town almost all of October. But she said, okay, no, that's cool. I'll put a box in the back and I'll let everyone know that you're collecting. And if anybody has anything they want to put in it, we'll just donate it on behalf of the store. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I show up to pick that up when I got home on Sunday. I raced to get it because I said I'd pick it up over the weekend and I didn't get home until Sunday. So they closed at 5 and I showed up almost 5. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'm here to pick up the box. And she's like, oh yeah, I think it's in the back. And I hear her rumbling in the back, like she's struggling with an intruder. And all of a sudden she shows up. This isn't Wendy. This is the person who got stuck working that day. She's sliding this massive box. I'm like, wait, that's not for me, is it? She's like, well, it's got your name on it. It says JOMD, just the Dachshunds. I'm like, okay. I know I'm very hyperbolic, but I could not lift this box. The woman and I together could not lift this box. It was so heavy. We could barely slide it. So I ended up basically unloading half of it, putting it into my car, and then just putting the rest of it. I basically could barely lift half the box. So there's some great stuff in here. I'm just never going to be able to do a video on it. So I really wanted to make sure I got a dedicated video to the wonderful people at 715Vintage in Batavia, Illinois, that they all chipped, not really chipped in, but they all worked together to make this a massive donation box. It's going to take me a long time to even go through this, process this. I'm not sure how this is going to be sold. Some of these will go into the sales. Some might go into eBay auctions. I'm starting to have the realization I may not be able to close everything by November 11th. So that's when the live event will be. My entire live sale, Thursday, November 11th at 8 p.m. will be dedicated and turned over to the Dachshunds. Everything I sell that night will be items that have been donated by others, or I've donated stuff too, but anything on that night will go to the Doxies. And we did that last year and raised $3,500. I'm like, oh, we'll do it this year. Well, people have been so much more generous this year. I think more people just knew about it. That it's great, but I'm overwhelmed by this largesse. And so I have a feeling I'm going to have to be kind of selling Doxie stuff at least through the end of the month, if not through the end of the year. So we shall see what ends up happening. So big primer here. If you see something you want, tell me, and you can probably have it. So we'll just have to work out a price. So you can tell me in the chat, but to be really perfectly honest, you need to send me an email. My email, I went ahead and put my email address on the screen because I do try and follow the chat. Hey, Nate, I will hopefully follow. Hey, Susan and Debbie from Chicago. Debbie was showcased in the video that went live earlier this evening. So Debbie, if you didn't see that, there's a video that went live about 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. And that showcased a lot of the boxes that I'd received from individual resellers and viewers. Debbie from Chicago was one of them. She had some great items, one of which will show up in my live sale this week with Beth from Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretty. She's having a sale. I'm going to be a guest on her channel, and I've got a couple Doxie items that I will be selling there. And one of them is right here. I think this was from you, Debbie. Yes, I'm pretty sure this was from Debbie. So this is a lipstick holder, a little dresser tray of a girl in blue dress, pink flowers, and she even still has her little label on there. Please put your lipstick on me. So this was from Debbie from Chicago. So I highlighted those in the video that went live earlier tonight. I've already received some emails from people that have watched that video and want to buy items from the video. Yay! So if you see anything that I show you tonight and you want to buy them, let me know and we'll figure it out. So let's see, we've got Chicago Lady joined in. So we got the suburbs are being represented. We got Debbie from Chicago, you got me, we got Chicago Lady. I think I said hi to Sheila, I said hey to Susan. So I think I caught everybody by Gina. I don't think I said hi to Gina. So Helen has donated as well. She was highlighted in some earlier videos. I do apologize if I miss anybody, but I don't have my little voice from above, Katie, making sure I don't miss anybody. But I just wanted to, it's a pop-up. I literally just like, you know what? I want this video to go out. I'm going to make sure I change the thumbnail to give, again, 715 Vintage some attention. If you're in the local area, the Chicago area, it's a great little shop that you can spend some time at. Don't know if they do a lot online. They are on Facebook. They might be on Instagram. If I find their links, I'll try and post that in my link. So let's see. So I'm going to start some of the things. Again, I had to take out of the box to move over here because I couldn't move the damn box. So one of the coolest, well, I'm not going to say coolest, because there's some very cool things in here, but some of the items that I think will be very popular is the traditional, was West Bend, right? Who am I asking? You guys can't answer me. Yes, it is a product of West Bend, Wisconsin. It is the Penguin Hot and Cold Server. So it looks like it had tape at one point. I'm not sure if that's just tape residue. Yeah, just tape residue on the handles. So, no damage or anything. That nice chrome finish. These are relatively popular and sell fairly regularly. I know Jeffrey from Real Nifty Vintage sells these quite often. So I have to look to see what the going rates are of these. I know these always are up on eBay. So most likely this will end up just being a quick sale on my live sale, just as a fixed price. So if you need a West Bend hot cold server with penguins on it, you now know where to get one, and we can make a deal. Hey, Tammy Renee Walker. Next item. So some of these, that was booth 2413, which actually, if I remember right, that was Wendy. Wendy was the one that kind of organized all of this. So her booth, I'm pretty sure, was 2413. So that was actually from Wendy. This one was vendor 4285. This is Raven's Cottage. Donated these. This is she's actually got a website. So this is all, again, these are all from 715 Vintage. So she just must have a booth she has a booth at the store. So Raven's Cottage. This is just a made up word. Stavanger Flint. Stavanger Flint. So Norway is, and they're both marked. Stavanger Flint, Norway. Now these actually, and they probably just make this easy. These still have the stickers that from the shop. So they were selling the pair of these for $20. So I'll sell them for $20, and probably be good to show you what they are. They are the Vintage Crown Princess Marta and her son, His Majesty Kona Haakon VII of Norway, decorative plate. So Crown Princess Marta and her son. So Marta and her son. This one actually says 1901 to 1954. So I don't know. Maybe because I'm 51, I feel that woman looks older than 53. So maybe that's when she reigned as opposed to when she lived. I do not know my Norwegian royalty. but then maybe he took over in 1954. So you got this pair of plates. The plates themselves are in good shape. There's no chips or cracks or anything, but it looks like we had a little bit of wear on the gold. So these might be a specialty item that might end up going more into maybe onto my eBay or Etsy store, because I do, although I don't know how to pronounce it, I do recognize that label. I think I've sold something from them before. I just don't know anything about them, if they're high end or collectible in their own right, or there might be some people looking for Norwegian royalty, and I will be able to provide it. So we've got those. Another piece of porcelain. This one does not have a sticker on it, so I don't know who at the shop donated. But again, these are all from 715 Vintage. This one is, and it's not, there's no mark on the bottom other than an embossed, a mold mark of 155. Hey, Vi English. It is a decorative blue. It's kind of a very powder blue and gold accented vase. So it's kind of a oblong shaped vase, very elaborate. I would say of the style, maybe of the turn of the centuries, maybe a little bit. It's not quite Nouveau, but definitely not Deco. I don't know. So I'm thinking that's like a 19th century design. It could have been reproduced in something in the 50s because of the blue and the gold. I'm not familiar with the shape. There's no marker, so I'm not sure who made it. So it's just a pretty decorative mantle vase. Maybe part of a garniture set. Individual gold and blue, and a beautiful little accented vase. So not necessarily a high dollar item. There's a little bit of wear to the gold in the middle, but something that, if you've got that kind of a color scheme, be a nice little addition. It's not particularly heavy, so it won't be heavy to ship. Lightweight, and probably, make that available at a reasonable price. Again, with all money for the items that will be sold from this set. Everything I'm showing you, all money is going to the Just One More Docs and Rescue, JOMDR.org. Starting, all of this stuff was pulled out of the box. This is how much stuff that why I couldn't move the box, and the box is still half full. I don't know what this is. I am totally taking suggestions. First of all, I don't know who it is. It's got the Fu Manchu style mustache and beard, and I apologize if that's no longer politically correct, but that's what they were called when I grew up. Very elaborate robe, hands in a somewhat awkward position, robed all the way down, and then pedestal. There's no really specific indication on the bottom. I mean, that's just some sort of a marker that somebody wrote on it. Maybe, I don't know, thrift store or something. I don't know what he is. He's not super heavy. I'm doing it on the bottom. I cannot embed my fingernail into the base. So I don't think he's soapstone. I think he's harder than that. But I kind of thought he was soapstone when I first picked him up. He's got kind of a weird coloration kind of going thing. Hey, Tim. And thanks for your donation, Tim. Tim Tiafane made a direct donation of cash donation to Just One More Docs and Rescue today. PayPal.me/JOMDR. So thank you. Thank you, Tim, for that. Ooh, Karen's saying jade. I am not. This is something you guys might be more familiar with. It's push come to shove, I would not say that was green. I do know that jade comes in different colors. It's very pale. It has some sort of a mark on the top, but I don't think it's a mold line. Although I do think there's a mold line in his arm. So you follow his sleeve down and then into his coat. That looks like it is a seam. So maybe it's nothing more than resin. Ooh, is it cold to the touch? Oh, here we go, testing. Yes, I would say it's cold to the touch. However, my house is only 62 degrees right now, so that could just be me. So I don't know if the coloration and the fact that he's molded makes him, I don't feel he's carved. So I think he is maybe just a resin. So everyone's saying cold. So is that the difference with jade? Jade would be cold to the touch. I really don't deal in jade. I have a couple of pieces that I picked up from when I was in the Far East that are, I think they're jade, but not anything this large. And the chrome is cold to the touch too. So like, I'm not sure on the whole cold to the touch thing. And I don't think jade, like, unless it's like composite jade, I don't think you'd have a seam like that if it were jade. So I'm going to say, like, he does seem cold, but like, as I'm holding him, I think he's kind of warming up. I don't think he's that cold. So I think he is formed. Because if you also go all the way down to the bottom, there seems to be another seam there. So I think this was something that was poured into a mold or somehow made in a mold. And I don't think you do that with jade. So maybe he's nothing more than resin. But he is fairly hard. And I don't think there's any tips there at the bottom. Hey, Jan. Oh, we got and hey, Aussie Nate. Good morning to you. And you could absolutely use this as a murder weapon. I totally agree, Tim. It's actually a very cool statue. And I think it was Nate that said it was, because it's exactly what I kind of thought it was too. It's like the guy from the Flash Gordon movie. So it's just a very cool piece. Unfortunately, this also has no tag on it. So I don't know what it was priced at in the store. So I literally have no idea what to price him at. So if you're interested in him, I probably would take a good, it's a fundraiser. So let's not be too cheap. So if we come up with a price that I think is a reasonable price, I want to try and sell as many things outside of the live sale as possible, because I'm just not going to be able to ship everything live. All right. Piece of pottery that I think this did have a mark on it. Dalton. Did that ring a bell? No, Dalton. Dalton. I think that I'm not familiar with that, but I think that's a D. So Dalton. Drip glaze, brown glaze, kind of looks like a Hull glaze. He does have the beard. So yes, it's not just the mustache. He does have the long beard as well. So this is, I felt this was Hull when I first saw it. I am not familiar with Dalton, so I'm going to do a little bit of research on this one, because this, again, maybe it had a tag, but then when they donated it, they maybe kept the tag for themselves for their tax purposes. So I don't know what this was selling for. Unless Dalton is specifically a rare company. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Dalton at all. Unless this is a super rare company, I can't imagine this is going to be, again, a high price point item. I mean, we're talking like $15-20, very lightweight, inexpensive to ship, $20, good cause for good, goes for a good cause, money for the Doxies. Let's see. Next piece was, it is a combo copper and wood candle holder. Oh, so Nate, you're saying you think, well, yeah, Blue Mountain, I guess, does some things like that too. So I don't know, does that make Dalton Canadian? No, it says USA. So Dalton, and assuming that's a D. So if anyone, unless somebody thinks that's something else, I thought it was a C or a G eventually, but it looks like that curved closed. So Dalton, USA. If anyone wants to help me research, I would take the help. Dalton Pottery, USA. This one, it does not appear to be marked at all. It is a wood based with a riveted copper cylinder on it that has been folded. No, it's been formed, been routed into a little lip. That is a candle holder with a little brass rim on the wood of the candle holder. Seen these, I don't know, I would think 60s-ish. Maybe 70s, maybe older. I think it's trying to be older, but I don't think it is. It's got, I'm assuming it does have a handle, but I'm assuming that's to hold it, because I think this is a wall sconce candle holder. All right, so Dalton, there is an example on Worth Point. Awesome, thanks, Nate. So this one is not marked. Again, I don't think this is a high price point item. It's just a great decorative item. And again, I'm really appreciative of the 715 Vintage for pulling all these things together. And I want to make sure all of them get good homes. So this one, wood and copper. Great candle holder. try and find a home for that. Got a pair of earrings. These are not, I'm going to assume these are not vintage, but I could be wrong. There is a tag on this one. It says they are heel. No. AKOLO. What? Anybody? Oh wait. Abalone. Woohoo. Nancy, I am shipping from outside Chicago. So smack in the middle of Midwest. Thank you, Nancy. You caught it right. And Tim, you caught it right as I did. So yes, Abalone. And thank you, Michelle. Oh, hey, Michelle. I didn't see you come in. Emancipation. All of you have better reading than I do. Susan caught it too. So yes, Abalone. So I don't know. I know nothing about, very little about jewelry. Certainly nothing about abalone shell. These to me look like modern findings. Those look like modern hooks. It's just the hoop. So I'm going to assume these are contemporary, but they're cute. And okay, I said I sell them at the prices that were on the tags, and I already showed you the tags. So it says $5. I think that's a little low, but if you really want them, you only want to pay $5. You get to deal with the fact you've only given $5 to the Doxies. But if you want to give more, you take it. But again, $5, maybe $10. They're pretty. They've got really nice sheen. Hey, let's see. I think I said hi to Pam. Somebody just said Peterson was here. I didn't see Peterson. Oh, there's Peterson. Hey, Peterson. And the abalone must be the centerpiece. What are the pieces on the edge? Is that also abalone, part of the abalone shell, or is that something they've done? It looks very symmetrical, but shells can be very symmetrical. So don't know if it matters. They're pretty, but I'm just curious if that's all abalone shell, or is that something inlaid or painted into them? I can't tell. Jibe flash on abalone. Ooh, we're speaking in tongues. Jibe flash. Is that a shell term, or is that a jewelry term, or is that a typo? So book is saying it's formed and inlaid. Okay. Yeah, Susan, I actually agree with Susan. To me, if it did not say abalone, I would have thought this was a man-made material, or at least the edges would be man-made. It does kind of look like a mother of pearl in the background, but it is mounted or somehow like resined to form the full piece. So I don't think abalone looks like that on the back, but maybe, to make it smooth, they put that on the back. If you mail an ornament on Friday, which would be the 5th, even from East Tennessee, it is unlikely I would receive it by the 11th. That is super sweet of you to want to donate to the fundraiser. But I will probably be selling beyond the 11th. So if you want to send it, you can send it. We will. Whenever I get it, I will sell it. It's not like I'm going to absorb things into my collection that were donated. So I can sell it, and I can sell it early enough in the season that it would still get a good price for an ornament. So yes. So Nate is throwing, new language at me. Nacre. I don't know what that is either. So cool. Whatever they are, even if they were contemporary and even if they are man-made, they're still worth at least the $5 that are marked on there. And I think they're worth more than that. So those are available and super lightweight. So they'd be super simple to ship. All right. Oh, okay. So Susan's saying that that's what they would have done because they're fragile. Okay, that makes sense. So it's got an epoxy back, so it makes it a little bit more solid. That totally makes sense. We got JW Van Minimal has joined. Sorry, I missed you joining in. Another Midwesterner. So staying up late for the Trusty After Dark. Never know what could happen. And Karen's agreeing with Nate, but I don't know what Nate said. What did Nate say? He said hello. So I feel like Karen was agreeing with something else. So yes, I think Katie was dropping the links in to donate directly to the fundraiser. Just there's no dot, so it's paypal.me/JOMDR. So there's just the one dot between PayPal and me. So it's paypal.me/JOMDR. There is no period before or after the JOMDR. So that's how you can make cash donations. And every donation is considered a sponsorship toward the sanctuary. And for every $5 of sponsorship you make, we will give you a chance to win some of the mystery boxes that have been donated by resellers from around the country, and actually in some cases around the world. So thank you for asking, and thank you, Katie, for dropping that into the chat. Oh, you had an abalone serving tray. I bet that'd be pretty. I don't really know much. Like I said, I don't really know much about jewelry or silver, shells. But because of what Susan said about it being fragile, I wonder how a tray would work. Would that have also had like a totally solid bottom? Because you would think a big piece like that would be flexed. And speaking of big pieces, this was one of the reasons I couldn't pick up the box. This is probably 5 pounds by itself. Absolutely beautifully frosted. I don't know if this is a punch bowl or a part of a chip and dip set. It's got the shape of a chip and dip set, but I don't have the dip, unless it's somewhere at the bottom of the box. So, we'll see how the night goes. Maybe I'll find the rest of it. But this was sitting on the top. So, oh, wait, there's a tag. So this was also from Wendy. So this is 2413. This is a mid-century modern something bowl. Okay, you guys were all good at reading the handwriting. So what did that say? Chandler? Charge blue? Wait, is the B and the L, is that part of... All right, well, hopefully you guys can figure out what that says. It does not have a maker's mold mark in the bottom. And I do not see a signature or anything around the edges. It is hand painted, and it's entirely possible the hand painting was done significantly after the bowl, but it's got a very rubbery feel. Like when you make, there used to be a thing where you could make fake stained glass, and it was like you took like it was almost like glue, but it was colored, and you put it on the glass, and when it solidified, it was kind of rubbery feeling, but then it also had the color and you could see through it. That's kind of what this feels like. And it's like a very fancy brush stroke that did that. So I don't know if that was part of it's definitely hand painted. I just don't know if it was hand painted at the time it was made, or somebody got a standard frosted bowl and decided to make it prettier by putting the floral designs on both. But by feeling it, you can tell. So this is kind of almost dimensional, and the individual, these you can feel. Interestingly, you don't feel these. So this is a different type of paint. Maybe that's kind of a gold leafing or something, or maybe that was done initially and then they embellished. So I don't know if anyone's seen this before, this design before. So yeah, book agrees. So it's mid-century modern. And yeah, so that would make sense that that's the maker's name, but there's nothing on here to indicate that. So unless they figured out who that was, I don't recognize that as a maker's name. So if anybody else does, hey, Carrie. But again, only asking $12 for it. Now, this is going to be a little bit more expensive to ship, so we will take that into consideration. I think it's worth way more than $12. But if I were to ship this to Karen Dondelinger, this is probably going to cost like $30 to ship to her. So that's something I got to deal with. Let's see, credenza. One of the letters I think is either a G or a Q, because the one that's right above the dollar sign drops down. So I originally thought it said charger, but then there's like that whole BL part in there. So Sharing Blue. Anyway, Chandler. If it didn't have that dropping letter, I don't know. Don't know if it matters, but yeah, a couple of people are saying, "Oh, we got charred blue." Yeah, because that B, it looks like BLE R or BLEU, which would be like something blue, charge blue. Anyway, may not matter, but you've got that. But it is heavy and is big. So unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more expensive to ship. So unless you buy a lot and you can divide it up between everything, that's going to be a little bit more. All right. I got Katie in the chat. So we're going to pull up some of the records that got donated. So we have Twinkle Records, Punch and Judy Complete Show Today. So we got Punch and Judy, Twinkle Records, a division of Premier Albums, West 40th Street in New York City. Side 1 is Punch and Judy. Side 2, Punch and Judy. This one is from that vendor that has really nice labels on it. So this is again from Ravens Cottage. Vintage Punch and Judy Complete Show Today, vinyl record by Twinkle Records, New York. Selling it for only $5.50. And albums can ship media mail. So that's always nice because if you get a lot of albums, they don't necessarily cost a lot of money. It does have the paper sleeve. Let's see if I can. I don't usually carry the big ones because then Katie watches me open them and mocks me openly because I don't know how to hold them. All right. Yeah. It practically flies off the table. So Punch and Judy, long playing. Side 1 is part 1. And then we part 2. And if Katie wants to pull out her Discogs and pull out the matrix number, which I totally pulled out of my butt for Vintage Jeopardy the other night. RHLP 1010B, which I think is the side. Yeah, because the other one says A. RHLP 1010. So I still don't 100% know what that means and what the matrix number will tell us, but Katie could probably fill us totally in. Let's see. Art director. For the little people in your life who are near and dear to you, give them Twinkle. All right, well, that needs to be on a t-shirt. Let's see. Yeah, Peterson, no glasses. I knew you were going to be like hovering, watching me. I'm like, okay, I got to do this. I don't see. So TW10 must be the catalog number. I'm not seeing a copyright. And the address on the back doesn't have a zip code, but it's not really written like it would be an address. So I'm not sure if that is, Punch and Judy was popular for a really long time, but they were popular in the UK. I don't know if anybody here is from the UK. I don't know if they've woken up yet. Was there a soundtrack with each show? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'm wondering, okay, Punch and Judy. Have you ever enjoyed a real Punch and Judy puppet show? You haven't? Well, come on along. It's a nice sunny day in City Park, and if we hurry, we'll be in time for the first performance. Okay, let's just say there's like 3 grammatical errors in that sentence. But anyway, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the Punch and Judy puppet show starring Mr. Punch and his wife Judy, along with, this would be like a trivia question, along with Baby, Dr. Sawbones, Toby the dog, Clarence the alligator, and all the other players, complete with narration and musical background presented in vivid sound story form, is about to start. Just put the record on, turn up the volume a little bit so that children in the back can hear, and before you know it will be singing and laughing along with Punch and Judy. Fun and cool graphics. So I've heard of a Sawbones, like calling a Dr. Sawbones. Is that where it comes from, or did they just use it? Yeah, you didn't see that, Katie. I held it exactly the way I was supposed to. I really did. I don't know if they used what was already popular or if we got Sawbones from Punch and Judy. That's funny. Okay, so Katie did her homework. It's from 1957. Punch and Judy's much older than that. So this must have been how they crossed the pond, because it was produced in New York City. So they must have thought there was an audience for it. So this is $5.50, and you too can have an entire Punch and Judy show. And Katie's saying it's an original press. She thinks, and what Katie says goes. All right. Next, we've got, what do we have here? Oh, these are, all right. I'm going to have to take the string that's tying them together off. I feel bad about that, but I don't think it's adding anything. And there is no price tag on these or who gave them. But what they are vintage hot pads. So they got that old, like insulated cardboard thing on the back. And metal. These are metal. Some of them are not metal on the front. Some of them are paperboard on the front too. These are metal. These are in pretty rough condition. I'll be perfectly honest. So these, again, great appreciation and shout out to 715 Vintage for sharing all of this stuff. So all of this will be donated to the charity. This might be something I just kind of get slipped into a mystery box or something like that. I don't think there's a huge amount of value to these because of their condition, but it might be fun to have them included. And Michelle's using the proper use of the term hyperbolic. Thank you, Michelle. Love you. So anyway, the very cute. They are marked. Let's see. This is a guaranteed. It's not my eyes, Michelle. It's the way it's printed that's warning. Okay, this one's better. This is a guaranteed Protex, Pro-TEX. Got a dot at the beginning and after. So it's like Protex product made in the USA. Let's see, between the two, can I figure out what this says? Something throughout the home. No, protects fine surfaces. It's like a game. Like you have to kind of like look between the two to figure out how many letters you can figure out to see what it says. So I think it says protects fine surfaces throughout the home. Do not use over flame. Okay. Yeah, that would be bad because these, I mean, it's probably, what am I saying? It's probably asbestos. I'm probably going to die tomorrow. So anyway, so these are available. You too can have a cancerous product. They're probably not cancerous. Not any more than anything else. I got some recipes, but I'm going to show those in a different video, but they got interspersed. Oh, this was why it was interspersed, because I also got this. I don't think this is going to fit in the box, but this was a donation. This was also from Wendy. So Wendy did do a lot of what's in this box, but obviously we had some others offer. This is sealed up. It is a set of recipes. It says it's vintage. Well, it says vintage recipes, but it looks like it's a booklet. So I just want to see if it's just one booklet or if there's a series of recipes in here. The first one, it's a Betty Crocker milk chocolate cake mix with 6 great dessert ideas. Yum. And let's see. So like they have little like circles, like they should be punched out. Like maybe, but that's a weird size binder. So I'm not sure if this was something maybe they sold. So this is Betty Crocker milk chocolate cake mix, 6 great dessert ideas. So you've got those, but then there's another one, lemon velvet cake mix, 6 great dessert ideas. And then Devil's Food Cake Mix, 6 great dessert ideas. So you've got this whole set of them. I just don't know what you were supposed to do with them. So like I said, you've got the little thing that you could have punched the hole, but I don't have my tape measure near me, and apologize. Size-wise, maybe 6 inches by 4. So it's just a weird size. Like I don't know who would have a binder that size. So maybe it's something that they sold, like, and you could buy these to fill up. It kind of feels like these are like, it kind of seems like these were perforated, like it came as a solid sheet and then you perforated them. So maybe you could do a mail order. I have no idea. Safari birthday cake, baked cake in oblong pan, frost with Betty Crocker fluffy white frosting, mix tinted orange or green. Dip animal crackers in 2 squares of unsweetened chocolate, melted with a half teaspoon of shortening, slightly cooled, dry on rack. Why are these not shown? Oh, no, there they are. So you make the cake and then you decorate with the little animals around. Oh, Carrie. Hey, Karen, did somebody get engaged? Congratulations to Karen's daughter got engaged. So a set of recipes. These will be available for sale or might be dropped into mystery boxes too because they're very lightweight. We got more albums. We still have Katie on so she can do her magic. Bachman Turner Overdrive 2. This also came from Wendy. This was a Mercury album. Also available on music cassette and stereo 8 tapes. I don't see. There's a 5-digit zip code, but it's not a shocker because it's Bachman Turner Overdrive. 1973. All right, we still have the sleeve, MCA sleeve. Katie, look over there. Look, I'm holding it properly. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Unfortunately, this side is written, Carol is written on it. The other side evidently is not. 1973. There's definitely some scuffing to it, but it doesn't seem like super, super deep. And what is matrix number? It's like, let's just totally test me here. SHM. No. SRM. Shut up, Michelle. SRM-1-696A-CT7T1. And then like way off to the side, separate from that, are the initials G period, K period. You didn't talk about those. I don't know what those are like again. So like the number is written on this portion. That GK initial is way up here. So like it's not part of the matrix number. So this one, the album is, again, I think it'd be playable. Like these look like they're just surface scratches, but there's definitely some marks on there. So beware of possible playability issues, but you've got some great 70s art in both the label and in the upside down cover art for Bachman Turner Overdrive. Oh, so the mastering engineer got to initial and sign his work. How cool. Or her work. Oh, it's 70s, so let's be honest, it was probably his work. And she said that would still be graded a VG. Okay. Let's see who we got here. Carly Simon. No Secrets album. And No Bra. We got Carly Simon. No Secrets. Carly Simon. Produced by Richard Perry. 1972. Side 1, The Right Thing to Do. The Carter Family. You're So Vain. His Friends Are More Than Fond of Robin. His friends are more than fond of Robin. I don't think I know that song. We Have No Secrets. Side 2, Embrace Me, You Child. Waited So Long. It Was So Easy. Night Owl. And When You Close Your Eyes. All right. So hey, Steph. So Steph is saying she has this on her wall. So there you go. So you've got the Carly Simon, No Secrets. This one has, there's something inside. Sure. There's something inside. There we go. So we've got the insert, which sometimes these, according to Katie, sometimes these have value because they get lost or damaged. This is actually, it's not even split. There's some wear down at the bottom, but there's no split where the record was. So it's got the lyrics. So you've got all the lyrics of that one. So let's see. Katie, look over there. Yep, holding it properly. Let's see. 1972. Another long one. EKS 75 049 B3 CTH. And pretty good, looks like pretty good condition. I don't think that's a real thing. Pretty good. Very good. Some light surface wear there at the edge where the light's reflecting off of it. Oh, Pam says she's got it too. Ooh, you left one unopened. You've got it made. All right. So that was Carly Simon. Oh, I got one more. Well, at least one more. Now, I will say the sleeve is in great condition, but the actual album piece has split. So, and this one is a second press, according to Katie. So, in case that matters, but you still have Carly After Dark. All right, next one is a really cool car, but I don't know what it is. I can't read it. The car says Elvira. Oh, we got the Oak Ridge Boys? We've got the Oak Ridge Boys. All right. So we've got the Oak Ridge Boys. Fancy Free is the name of the album. Let's see. Wait. What's it doing here? Oh, it unfolds. Okay. But it unfolds in a weird way. So you've got the cover unfolds, but then it's sideways. So then you've got the inside cover as a great image of woman riding this car. And then, oh, wait. All right. So the inside cover goes this way. So you got a landscape inside cover. What I didn't realize is that the back is actually a continuation, because I had seen the car. They are actually in the car. So you've got the Oak Ridge Boys in a car marked Elvira. Elvira. Somewhere in the night, she's gone to LA again. When I'm with you, another dream just came true. I'm set and fancy free. Dream of me when love calls you. How long has it been? I would crawl all the way. I don't recognize any of those songs, but I have actually seen Oak Ridge Boys in concert at Summerfest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So JW Van Minimal's still here. Been in your backyard, woman. I only recognize Elvira because that's a song everybody knows. So Elvira is a little dusty. So this one's 1981. That sounds about right. And that is the copyright, 1981. All right. Looks like it's just surface dirt. I can kind of rub off some of it. MCA 2607 WS-8. So that's the Fancy Free album. So this one, again, as I sell most of the albums that I sell, how cool would that look on your wall? I mean, that car is pretty awesome. Now, she looks pretty cool too, but then you got all the text. This is just cool. So you got a car named Elvira. You'll be humming Elvira to you every time you walk by it. Simon says is here. Hi. I think it's Sabrina. Sorry, can't remember. Night, Karen. Thanks for joining for a little bit. And then we've got the original motion picture soundtrack to The Big Chill. All right. The significance of The Big Chill was it was somebody's first movie role, and they ended up just playing a corpse. I don't remember who that was. So we got Big Chill, original picture, motion picture, 1983. I Heard It Through the Grapevine, My Girl by the Temptations, Good Lovin', Tracks of My Tears, Joy to the World, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman by Aretha Franklin, I Second That Emotion, Smokey Robinson, A Whiter Shade of Pale, and Tell Him the Excites. Kevin Costner, that was it. So this was obviously a soundtrack. So this was pretty much movies, music just from the era. It actually, well, that's interesting. So it's the Big Chill soundtrack, but it was issued by, I didn't notice that in the back. It's issued by Motown. So it's actually a Motown label. So 1983, Motown, distributed by MCA. Matrix number 6062 ML 6062 ML -A RFI or 1-15D. Maybe I said B. Maybe I said B. This is A. 6062 ML-B-15A. Oh, Canadian pressing for that other one. For the Elvira one? Really? That's weird. We went southern. We went north to go south. All right. So Oak Ridge, so Big Chill. So all of these are available. And again, they can all be shipped at media mail rates. So they are inexpensive to ship. All right. I'm not even halfway down the box and I've been on like for almost an hour. So we've got to get going here. So no more records. So hopefully Katie doesn't have to keep digging. These are, I've seen these before. I've not seen this pattern before, but these are like paperboard kind of trays. Let's see, I don't know if they're considered. Haskellite, Haskelite, Haskellite, made of selected wood covered with fine lithographed paper. So it's some sort of like particle board that has then been covered in paper. So they're super lightweight, but they're very rigid. So like I said, I've had these before. They do tend to get, some of their paper gets torn. So you do lose some of the detail. The front of them look fine. What's cool about these, I haven't had this style before. You can see they actually have the edges. They're kind of like pressed into the corners. Just gives it a little bit more detail. They all have the same pattern. So there are 4 of these, and they're just kind of like, I don't know if they're supposed to be like maybe lap trays, like maybe they were early TV trays or something, or snack trays, because they're a decent size. I mean, they're wider than my laptop. It would hold, like, it really wouldn't hold a dinner plate because it's not particularly big, across this way, but definitely could hold a drink. And I almost always see them in sets. So I don't think they are serving trays, because why would you need 4 matching serving trays? But they're lipped, so they're really not placemats either. So I don't know, like maybe this is what you would put down if you were doing like hors d'oeuvres or something. These were like the under trays. I don't know. But yeah, I agree, Nancy. It's just kind of a cool picture. It's just, what would those be? Are they swans? Or are they geese? They're white. Does that make them swans? So yeah, so most people are saying they're like snack trays or lap trays. I always thought it was like a lap tray. And I actually don't know what those birds are. I think they're swans though, because with the beak color like that. So, kind of like rustic. And yes, you could absolutely, because they're super lightweight. So if you did one of the little sticker things like Peterson did for her ashtray wall, or that Katie does for her tray wall, it's super lightweight. You would not have an issue hanging these. I don't know if you'd want to hang all 4. So it'd be one of those, like you could, buy split them up, share them with your friends, have a secret club, whatever. Okay, Nancy's saying the trumpeter swan has the black beak and little color around his eyes. Black beak, little color around his eyes. Okay, we got trumpeter swan. I even brought like paper so I can write stuff like this down. So trumpeter swan. I don't think these go for like huge amounts of money. I've sold, mine had cars, like antique cars on them. And I think I sold them for like, I don't know, maybe $8 or $10 a piece. Maybe as a set, I'd probably put this at like 20 to 30 bucks for the set. So again, all of the stuff that I'm showing tonight, all of the money goes to the fundraiser. And if you want anything, it will eventually show up in a sale somewhere. But if you want it early, just let me know. All right, the biggest item, well, it's fighting for the biggest item, probably the heaviest item, and the one, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. Ugh. It's a turkey. So it is a extra large transferware, good old Tom turkey platter from Fred Roberts Company, San Francisco. All right, how she knows that, I have no idea. Because this one, I assumed it was Johnson Brothers. This one doesn't have a label on it at all. There's no signature, no nothing. So she's saying it's called Good Old Tom, and she's saying it's from the Fred Roberts Company in San Francisco. Of course, we just lost Karen, our San Franciscan, because there's only one person in San Francisco, to know if this is possibly, if that company means anything. It's a transferware platter. It's got some nice coloration on Tom and some color in the fruit around him. He is massive. He would hold easily a 12-pound turkey, which means he is going to be very expensive to ship. And he's got some damage. Not happy about that, but I'm thrilled that, I have this to try and make some money for the Doxies, but it's going to be harder to make money because it's going to be so expensive to ship. Remember, this would have been in an antique mall. People would have been dealing with shipping. So they were asking $20 for it, which seems absolutely reasonable given the fact that there is some damage around the edges. So you can see a little chip there, and a little bit of a larger one down there. So we do have some damage. I will definitely put it online, but what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find a box. I'm going to have to pre-weigh it. It's probably going to cost more to ship it than it's going to cost to buy it, which is never really a good thing. People don't like to do that. I don't like to do that. So it's like, if a local wants it, that'd be fantastic. But yes, they're going to have to know the shipping in advance. And so, yeah, doing an online version is probably the fairest, because then they can see exactly what it is. So it's a beautiful piece. And if, JW Van Venmol, if anybody local is interested, like, we could meet, try and save you the shipping cost. But it's a beautiful piece. Absolutely love the piece. And even the damage, given it probably does have some age to it, maybe you wouldn't, I don't know if you would want to use it for the turkey, because the glaze has been split on that one. So it's going to be harder to wash without making that, discoloring that chip and the crack that's formed on the back. So I think at this point it becomes a decorative piece. But like, look how cool this would look against something like a wood background. Like, it would just make for a gorgeous autumn, Thanksgiving style vignette, whether you prop it up or even set it down and then build up on it. It's just a gorgeous piece. So that is gorgeous. All right. We got some autumnal stuff going here. We got a box. So this one is, let's see what they put on this one. This was also from Wendy. This was a redwood box. So this has, it's got, it basically has the live edge. Like, that's a big thing now. Hey, the live edge tree, like, you've got the live edge right there in the cover of the box. They've put it, is that painted? Yeah, I think it's painted. A little floral painted on the front, little lift top, and you just got this cool little box. Particle board on the bottom, probably like 60s, 70s, like maybe a souvenir piece of like a trip to the, the Smokies or something like that. It doesn't say anything, just it's got the flowers on there. Just a cool piece. Having the right design. Yeah, like just Steph says, that's my kind of box. It is. It's just kind of a cool looking box. That's not going to be to everyone's style, but it's very, Book says too. So she wants it too. So again, if anybody wants this stuff, send me email. I'm going to go by email order, not chat order, because I have a hard time following the chat. Sorry. If anybody wants it, I'm absolutely happy to make arrangements to sell it in advance. All right, this one I need kind of some advice. Well, first we can start with, like, what the heck is it? He's very tall. So he's standing on the dining room table right now. and he's taller than me. So he is, let's see, my dining room table is 36 inches across. Means he's about 30. So he is 30 inches tall. So we have this massive Native American doll. He is, I so don't know dolls. He feels like he's porcelain up through the shoulders. I so don't like when dolls have their heads off. So how do I see? He should have a mark in the back of his head or under his wig. And he does. See, I do pay attention. Ruth. ELD. Okay, you guys were very helpful last time. So let me show you guys because I'm not seeing it. I think it's like not in there. So can we see it here? So you got Ruth. Sorry, let's see if I can get this. There we go. Ruth. All right, what do we see? EL. Get some of the stray hairs out of the way. Anybody? Because it's so close right now, I can barely see him. I can barely see over his shoulders. But I want to say that's an E. I want to say it's an L. I wanted to say it was a D, but now I'm not sure. So if anyone wants to Google Ruth creepy dolls Native American, maybe we can figure out what that is. So we've got, he's well dressed, but he appears to have some staining on his cloth. And it feels like his feet might be porcelain as well, up to his knee. So he's stuffed in his legs and his midsection. And then he's got kind of a porcelain top. He's got porcelain hands. And they're all in perfect condition. The hands are in great condition. I don't see any marks or any issues on his face. Oh, the eyes, though, are the things that are made of my night terrors. Okay, I'm sorry I just showed you that. I want to say he's a big deal. Like, I want to say he is something. Like, there's somebody, this is something big. Beside just being big, I just feel like I've got to figure out who that name is. So there's a Ruth Cafe. Could that have been a C? That definitely isn't an A. I would say if I had to guess, I think now it says ELP something ES. ELP something ES. LPs, LPress, LPEX. Maybe it's a CS. I don't know. Yeah, so Ruth, I don't think, I'll look, but I don't think it says Ruth Cathy. Because the first letter just, it really looks like an E, and that second letter definitely looks like an L. So let me throw it up again so you guys can take one more look. So hopefully I'll agree that it says Ruth at the top. And then that second Alpers, if that's a real thing, I think that absolutely is possible because it's like the middle of the word seems like it was just kind of smeared or something when it was made. It doesn't look like damage. It's just, but I would say now it's an E, a lowercase L, probably a P because it looks like it dips down a little bit. And I think the last letter is an S. And I would have guessed it was maybe a C or an E before, but it totally could be an R. So if there's a Ruth Elpers, I would say we have a winner. And somebody asked about the tribe. I don't know how to tell. I apologize. I just don't. I don't know what you look at. Like there's some stuff on his belt. Like there's like, I don't know. This looks like turquoise to me. So this is probably going to go on eBay as an auction. And I'm just going to throw in as many keywords as I can so that people will find it. And then maybe somebody knows what it is and maybe they will be able to get the price up because this to me, well, no offense to 715 Vintage, but this to me is worth nothing. I would never buy it, but there will be a place to this. So, so Nancy's saying it is the clothing and the belt. I'm working on it. Okay. So it looks like the front of the belt, like I'm not sure actually which is the front, but most like they're like little arrowheads that each have a little blue turquoise stone and like a little red turquoise stone. And then the bolo tie, I don't know if that's if those are stones or not. If that's turquoise, it seems really pale to be turquoise, but I think it could be. Which in sense, that itself is going to have some value just because of the stonework of heart-shaped turquoise. But I don't know how to tell real turquoise from fake turquoise. I live in Illinois. The little arrowhead bolo tie thing does not appear to be marked in any way. And it's super lightweight. Like that to me seems like it might just be aluminum or tin of some sort. Not like it's not, I don't think it's silver or anything precious. Same thing with the little coins that are on the belt. They're super lightweight, even though they've got the stones sewed, but then the stones are sewed into them like beads. So Edna Ruth, I'll write that one down too. Okay, so this, I have a feeling this could be one of the most valuable items that was donated. Is just unfortunately I don't know anything about him, so that's why he'll probably end up on the eBay as an auction, just hoping that the market kind of figures him out, because I want as much as I can for the Doxies. All right, now I can get into the box. So all of that stuff was just stuff I had to lift out of the box because I couldn't move the box. It was too heavy. I know enough to know he's one of the Plains Indians, maybe around Oklahoma. All right, that's another good key word that I can put in there, Plains and Oklahoma. I'll say Nancy said so. This is a very attractive blue and white, heavy ceramic horse. It is made in China, so it's more contemporary. Doesn't make him any less attractive. He is a little heavy, so we'll have to take that into consideration. He'll probably just be a flat purchase sale in the live sale. I would say, you know, as a decorative object, if you were to go, if Pier 1 still existed, if you were to go someplace like that, home store, you'd be paying at least $20 for something like that. So that's probably what I'll sell him for. $20 for the blue and white horse. Hopefully someone will pick him up regardless of his age. He will make an attractive addition. This was one of those pieces that when I found it, I'm like, I think I know what this is, but I don't. And they don't either. There's the picture. But that shape is something. I've seen that shape. And so have I seen that flower. Now, what I've not seen is the flower with the little stone glued to the front of it. To me, that stone doesn't seem to belong there, but I'm afraid to flake it off because I'm like, maybe it's stuck on there from something else, but it seems very well placed, like it's supposed to be there. But there is no matching stone on the other side. So it could be a piece of chewing gum or, you know, Tootsie Roll for all I know. So I don't know. It's just going to stay there because I don't want to touch it. But this is a thing. Come on, people. This is the thing. This definitely is this is a shape. This is something I've seen before. I just don't know who. Okay, so Katie's guessing Hall. Not a bad option. I didn't think Hall at the time, but it's entirely possible. I was thinking something like Stengel, but that was because I just had a piece of Stengel. I was thinking that, but Stengel's usually marked. I would say mid-century modern. I'd say it's like 50s, 60s, you know, based on that shape. But so cool piece, very nicely decorated, absolutely perfect condition. No chips, no cracks, just not signed. So it's a beautiful piece, and that is also going to be available at the. If anyone knows what it is, I'll do a little bit of Googling and see. You know, maybe it's something worth more, but I'll probably just do it as a flat sale price for like $20, $30. All right. We're also through some paper because there's some stuff below the paper. Oh, I didn't see that. Holy cats. All right. Well, that's coming out later. I literally have not seen any of this stuff because it's been at the bottom of the box. Ugh. All right, we got a little brown jug. This is also donated by Wendy. It is signed, I think. Haymond. I was going to say Haymond. Haymond. I would say that's a Y. Haymond. So it's somebody's art project. Very attractive. Dip glaze, dark brown and the light brown, salt glaze look. Got the little thumb piece. Thank Jan. Just a cute jug. Not going to keep it for my collection. Great condition, beautiful piece. Just though, since I think it's just a studio pottery. I don't think it's going to be super valuable. So I'll probably just do it as a live sale. I'd say this is worth for a fundraiser. I would say this would be I don't know. I'm thinking $25 piece. Open to suggestions. So we got that. We got glass. Good heavens, that's a good thing that survived. Oh, it's not glass. Yes, it is glass. No, it's not glass. What the heck? Yes, it is glass. We've got a black glass water goblet, I guess. Nice ping to it. Not marked. Flat bottom. Not blown. So, but I also don't see any seams. So they fire polished their seams, including the base. But you do see a little bit, not quite a seam, but you've got a little bit of the mold where it angled down. You've got a little bit of a line that kind of follows that. Inexpensive. So Nancy's still digging. I appreciate you trying, Nancy. I really do appreciate it. I don't know if there's more than the one glass. We got the one black glass. We got something from Pier 1. Looks like a set of bar tools, marble bar tools. So we've got a church key, a bottle stopper, and a corkscrew. So the original price of the Pier 1 was ripped off. And so this was also from Wendy. So it would be $10 for the Pier 1 bar set. What's this? Okay, this is metal from Sexton, 1970. Little wall plaque. It's got the little hanger thing on there. Little wall plaque says, got it in the mold. Sexton, 1970, USA. Baseball with catcher. I don't know if there's a picture somewhere down there, but catcher. So I think he would look great in a kid's room. Got a little patina there, but it is metal, not plastic. So I don't really see the metal ones very often. So that's kind of nice. I usually see the plastic, like the Home Co style. And what's this? Oh, we got more barware. Got a gentleman jack. I don't know if that's what this went with, because it says a 3-piece glass with 2 pieces being the top and the bottom. So I don't know if this is the 3rd piece or if there's something else in there. But this one, Gentleman Jack Daniels. So a little bit more contemporary, but a nice heavy glass weight mixer. And the top is actually it's rubber. That's kind of cool. We got another of the black glasses. This one has a chip, unfortunately, on the base, but now we have a pair of the black glass. We got more beverage drinking options. Pair of wooden wine glasses, goblets. Got a pair of those. Also from Wendy at 715Vintage. We've got a decanter. So a nice molded glass decanter with the rubber stopper in great condition. Square flat top. Those are always looking good and decorative. More paper. What's this? Got a gigantic coaster. It's not a coaster. It is a tile. Thundercloud, Sioux Warrior by Jim Prindeville. It is a, let's see, that's signed or is that dirt? This decorative ceramic tile may be used as a wall hanging on an easel or framed. So not for use as an actual trivet, but that's what it is. It's a gigantic wall, like ceramic tile that has had the art kind of epoxied onto it. You clean the surface occasionally with any type of liquid glass cleaner. Very highly reflective piece, made in the USA by Art Co. Albuquerque, New Mexico, with zip code. I don't think this is all that old, probably, but based on the typeset of the sign, this is probably at least 20 years old. But nice little Thundercloud Sioux Warrior by Jim Prindeville. You can see there's something at the very, very bottom. I can't tell if those are words or if it's just dirt. I think it's just dirt. So, okay. And there's Katie. She's always finding a use for alcoholic items. Great for scotch. All right. We've got... Oh, we got something dog themed. Dog hair, both a condiment and a fashion accessory. So going a little contemporary. Dog hair, both a condiment and a fashion accessory. Just a little wall. No real way to hang it, but again, one of those little command strip sticky hooks on the back. Not an issue. Dog hair. We've all been there. I used to have a basset hound. That thing, loved him to death, but man, he could shed. All right. I see the bottom, so we're getting low. Deck of playing cards from EA Fink Realty Company. I think there's some age on there. We got a single digit zip code, so we're between 1948 and 1963. So you have the old phone number as well. So you've got this great deck of cards. I'm assuming it's complete, but I will check before I sell them. And more paper. What's this? All right, we got shot glasses. Sort of shot glasses. Tiny shot glasses. I need all 4 of these just for one shot. Some cool blue and white. I mean, I'm going to say these are shot glasses. I don't know what else. Yes, the scary Native American doll did have giant arms and very giant hands. The hands are porcelain, but the upper arms were is stuffed, like his body and the torso and his upper legs. So the limbs, the hands, the feet, and the head are porcelain, or looks porcelain, and the rest is stuffed. So you've got a set of 4 of these little blue and white shot glasses. We've got Humpty Dumpty. All right, we got another test. Okay, I got Humpty Dumpty. Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. Baba Black Sheep. I don't see a spider, but I'm wondering if that's Little Miss Muffet. Who else would be in a blue dress with a big hat and a bowl? She dropped her bowl. Was she eating her curds in whey? But I don't see a tuffet and I don't see a spider. So maybe she's somebody else. Anybody know who she is? I'm going to assume that's Humpty Dumpty, but why is Humpty Dumpty on here twice? Yeah, it's the same person. All right. I said that was Black Sheep. But then I'm wondering if that's Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Because you've got a girl about ready to shear off the wool. And then Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn again, because in blue, and he's got a horn. Bo Peep, I don't see a staff, and I don't see a sheep. Well, I see the sheep next to her, I guess. I'm wondering if is there one that has sheep with the flowers around his neck? Like, is that a different one than that one? So what is it? Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir. Something bags full. One for my master, one for the somebody, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. That's a girl. I don't know. Is it enamel? No. It is ceramic, and it is a DIY piece because it was made probably by MG. So it is ceramic, and so that means all of these are decals individually put on. And if you look really closely, I don't know if you can see it in the light, if you look really closely, you can see where the decal edges were. You can see around the girl, there's the grass up near her pigtail, and just to the side of that, you can see the reflection changes a little bit. That's a sure sign that it's a decal. So that was a big thing back in the day, because who could hand paint all of this? All right, so now we're schooling each other. So one for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lived on the lane. So I'll say yes sir, 3 bags full. Okay, that makes sense. I only named 3 people, so it has to be 3. One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little was it the little boy that lived down the lane or the little girl that lived down the lane? So Mary had a lamb that followed her to school. But did she attack it with scissors? I don't know. I can't think of any other sheep. But no, I would say this is just glazed ceramic. It was just a mug. They put a little decal on the edge. And they actually did something that would actually be pretty hard. They put, this is, can you see it? It's like a profile here. So you see there was like a little divot. They actually did a decal all the way through that trench. That's actually hard to do. So it's a cool piece. This is probably vintage. Just because, most people aren't making DIY ceramics like this anymore. And if they do, they're not making them with decals, because now everyone thinks that's cheating. Back in the day, it was the only way you could make your stuff look cool. So we got that. So I would say this is probably a 70s, 80s piece, but MG did not choose to date it, which, that's shame on her. So that was that. More paper, more paper, more paper. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's heavy. Okay, this is contemporary. This is a glass plate that has been lined with I don't know. Paper, I think, and then painted. Sometimes they do them with fabric, but it doesn't seem thick enough to be fabric. So we've got kind of a contemporary got a butterfly with, what are those, violets or trumpet vine, the blue and white trim. It was done by Moonlighting Interiors. You can see they kind of painted or decoupaged over the paper. So the paper is all of the design is just applied to the back side of the plate. Then they do the decoupage into the back, somehow seal it along the edges so that the plate is actually usable. Probably wouldn't want to wash it, because it could mess up the paper. But, for vignette, for, even cookies or something clean. And it could be a napkin. Sometimes they're done as like the whole thing is decoupaged. This looks like it was all one. No. Okay. So the middle is all one piece. And if you look really closely where the little floral blue and white bound, you can actually see where they meet. So the blue of the base of the plate stops, and then they overlaid the edge, and then they painted the gold dots and the gold edge, which helps seal the decoupage. So there's a little bit of rubbing to the gold, that's going to happen. We used to sell these in our quilt store with people did them with fabric, basically the same thing. You just have to use more of the decoupage stuff. They're just, it's an attractive piece. It's not particularly old, probably within the last 10 to 20 years. But color scheme and as a nice piece, either again, as a base for a vignette or a backdrop, it's a nice big piece, not particularly heavy, probably going to go over a pound, but it's not particularly heavy. so it can be shipped fairly easily. And all proceeds, once again, go to the Just One More Dachshund Rescue. All right, we got a vase. The vase is red clay, Ontario, Michigan. What's ONTMI? Aunt Me? Is that a place? There you go, Nancy. Yeah, it's like if you use it for something relatively clean, like cookies, that you could just wipe clean. You just can't get it wet. You don't want the back of it to get wet. So you've seen these before. There's that style. I always want to call it Najimi, but that's the woman from Hocus Pocus. Najmi, there's the South American pottery that kind of has this decoration to it. That's kind of, it's a conglomeration of multiple tribes that did it specifically for souvenir wear. That's kind of what this seems like it is. So Nancy's saying Ontario, Michigan. So I'm assuming that's what it is. Now, is red clay? I don't think this is red clay. So is that the name of the company? Is that the name of the person who made it? Or is that a Michigan? Is this a Michigan tribe? Inside it's all white. So I don't know. I don't know if this was if this is red clay that's been glazed with the white, or it's white clay that's been glazed with the terracotta color. Kind of cool. Just a simple bud vase that's very clearly marked with some place that I've never heard of. And for some reason, the woman who lives in Pennsylvania knows about it. All right, what's this? Little jar. Oh, wait, nope, upside down. Little vase. What is this? Father's Day, 1974, Noritake, 3rd edition, 1 of 2,500, bone china, Japan. I think they're chess pieces. The rook, the horse without his knight, the bishop, queen. I'm sorry, is the queen holding a mirror? Okay, she's actually the magic queen. The king and the pawn. So it's circular. It's not a mug. I wonder if there's a lid. We'll stay tuned to see if there's a lid. But it says Father's Day, 1974, right on the front. And then on the bottom, it says Noritake, 3rd edition, 1 of 2,500. So this is probably something I'll be able to find if anyone wants to Google it for me. Hint, hint. See if there's any of these on eBay. I'm assuming this is something that has sold before. May not be necessarily a huge market for it, but it is bone china and it is quality. It's Noritake from the 70s. And, it's a different representation of chess pieces. Like you don't typically see the horse without the knight. I think the piece is called a knight, not a horse. But maybe he bucked the horse, or maybe he bucked the knight, or the knight bucked the horse, whatever. So that's kind of cool. I actually like that a lot. I like all this stuff a lot. Don't get me wrong. All right. I'm trying to work around this massive piece that maybe probably is why I couldn't pick up the damn box. Made in France, hand painted, and then that's written in, and then stamped as Limoges. So we got a piece of French Limoges. It's a shell dish, very attractive. So Steph, it was Noritake 74, Father's Day, bone china. Did you find it? I'm wondering if there's any comps of some that have been sold. I'd be curious what it sells for, and if it's supposed to have a lid, because it's kind of cool, but it seems naked. It seems like something is missing. Like there should be something on top of it. Because I don't know what else you would use this for. I mean, I guess it's like too wide to be a cash po, and it's bone china, so I don't know. But we've got the shell dish. This again is from Wendy. She totally cleared out her booth for us. Limoges shell signed. And it does have made in France, hand painted. And then you've got the stamp that's written with the artist's signature, I'm assuming. And then Limoges, France is stamped. Limoges is a region, not the maker. So unfortunately, the maker's mark's not there, but you at least know it's French. Okay, so it doesn't have a handle. So Katie's saying it does. She thought it was a mug, but Peterson's saying it doesn't. Well, Peterson's repeating that it doesn't have a handle. So I'm not sure. And Katie's saying it did not have a lid. So okay, that's good to know. I mean, like I said, it could be still in the box. There's still a couple things left. Not much, but there's a couple things down here. Oh, I'm going to knock something over. Okay. Oh wait, we had something that went with the shot glasses. But that's pretty. Where'd the shot glasses go? Oh, there they are. Ding. So we got 4 of these, and then kind of a cool, like a little, I guess, a little cordial set or a little like alcohol set. And it's funny, we just did. What were we just watching? We were talking about. It was Nate's triptych. He was talking about the shipwreck porcelain, and at what point did mugs change from being tea bowls that didn't have handles to the Western style to have handles? I think it was before 1974, but it's entirely possible you could have a mug without handles. And yeah, so I would say this is a decanter. It just, unless it's somewhere at the bottom, it doesn't have its stopper. But yeah, I would say it's a decanter for these tiny little cordial. So a cordial set, Peterson, because you got 4 of these tiny glasses. And then, I mean, this would hold more. Well, it wouldn't hold much more than 4, but it would hold more than 4 of those. So that's a nice little set. Oh, wait, there's something on the bottom of this one. Michelle's making fun of me. France. It's French. So we got this. The shot glasses, I don't think were marked. I don't know. Maybe it is marked. It seems like there might be something there, but this definitely says France on it. Would this be? Oh, Peterson saying blackberry liqueur. All right, I would say because this is like so small that this would hold a bit of whiskey, but then like, would you really want that? This is a tiny shot glass for anything except blackberry liquor, which you probably don't want a lot of. And I do like the fact that it's blue and white. Anyway, it's very cool. I like that. I actually like that set a lot. I like the little glasses are cool, but I think with that, I think that makes for a really cool bar display. And would be great for a little vignette. You could use the decanter as a vase. All right, we got a basket. Okay, pop quiz. That one's strawberry shortcake, right? Are there strawberries on our hat? Yeah, I think that's strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake. There we go. Fine porcelain. Roman numerals. 1980. 1980, and it has zip code made in Japan. So made in Japan, 1980. Just a little basket. Little strawberry basket saying, hi, treat yourself to a yummy day. Okay. Whatever you say. Your strawberry shortcake, can you scare me? All right. Paper. Please don't knock anything over. Okay, wait. I think we're down to a couple of items. A tray from BFW. So thank you from BFW, which is part of the 715 Vintage. It's just a tray. It's got a leaf design. Yeah. Got kind of a leaf branch design on it. Really pale background. Pretty good condition, vintage condition. Yeah, there's a couple places where it's lost a little bit of the paint. A couple places in the front. Not like any super heavy oxidation. A little bit here on the edge. You can see there's kind of like here on the inside. Maybe a tiny bit. Yes, it's a good vintage piece. Actually, you could do it both ways. So I was gonna say vignette. You could do the vignette on the side or have it upright. So it's always nice for a nice big piece. Holly Hobby was the one I was trying to. I knew that there was another one that confused me. Holly Hobby was the other one, but the one with the big ass hat was the big hat. So anyway, the vintage tray. It doesn't say anything on the edges. No, just a tray. Kind of cool, metal, lightweight. I don't know what you're growing in Pennsylvania. What's a dumb cane leaf? I've only heard of like sugar cane. So I don't know. I don't know if those are special leaves or not. Those big green ones do remind me of something. They remind me of like a plant we used to have when I was a kid. I don't remember what kind that was, but the rest just look like regular little foresty. All right, so Holly Hobby was 70s. Strawberry was early 80s. Okay. And I think that's probably why I'm more used to Holly Hobby, because that would be more my era as well. But, you know, I was a guy, so I wasn't allowed to see anything like that, because that could be concerning. All right. Here's the last piece. And of course, it's at an angle. I'm not going to pick it up. Wait. Okay. It is big. And it is a covered ginger jar in a fantastic green color. Everyone watch Katie's video on Paris green. This is not Paris green, because this is a contemporary piece made in China. There's dimension to the leaves. It's not just painted onto it. So the mold actually had that design within it, but it doesn't detract from anything. It's beautifully painted. You know, that's the benefit. When you get actually some of the more contemporary pieces, sorry, they tend to be better done. They're in better condition, which is why so many people want fake farmhouse than real farmhouse, because real farmhouse could look dirty, or the rust stains are asymmetrical. How could I possibly put that in my house? I need to have perfect rust stains. So this, it's in great shape. It's got the lid's been painted with a matching green. There's no chips. There's no issues around the edge. There's no chips where the lid goes into it. I do apologize. I didn't even think to grab my tape measure, but let's see. What do I have that I can compare it to? That I know the size. Where's a freaking piece of paper when I need one? Un momento, por favor. Okay, right now, my entire dining room has become Jenga. I'm afraid to move anything. Okay, Fu Manchu, don't fall over. Okay. Piece of paper. So about 8.5 inches tall. So around 9 inches tall and 10 inches across. You know, use what you know. Dollar bill is 6 inches long, by the way. So if you ever need something to measure against, dollar bill is 6 inches. Anyway, so there you go. It is absolutely gorgeous. Bigger than my head. I can't put my head in it, but it can be on my head and I can try and balance it. We're done. All right. Not doing that again. There you go. Gorgeous. Again, it's actually, for considering how big it is, it's not as heavy as some of the other pieces. It's just going to need a really big box. So this is something that I think, okay, poll time. It's made in China. That does not make it any less beautiful, but for a vintage live sale and a vintage resale channel, it's vintage in quotes. Should I just sell this as a flat price, or should I try and list this kind of like the idea that if I list it online, you'll know exactly how much it costs to ship? Or do I just say, look, just take it in consideration, it's going to be big. Should I just do it at a fixed price? Because I don't think, what I would say as a fundraiser, I would say I would ask $50 for this, because it's a fundraiser. If I had this in my own live sale, I would say this is worth $35. So most people are coming back with flat and fixed pricing. What do you think on price? Is 50 reasonable? Should I split the difference, do like 40, or just do like 35 to guarantee that I sell it? Because there's part of that too. It's like there's so much here. If something doesn't sell, I don't want to be stuck with it. I don't want to have to try and sell it later, because at some point, this is all legally the possessions of the charity. So if I don't sell it, I've got to account for it. so we've got to vote for 45. We got 40 to 50. I do kind of like 45. There's kind of a nice little roundness to that. But I think this is gorgeous. And it's unfortunate that in some cases, this is why you should visit antique malls. This one doesn't have a price tag on it, but some of the stuff that did have price tags were super reasonable, even the heavy stuff, because you don't have to ship it, but I know what, and I think I know why so many of these came from Wendy. She had merged two of her locations and she was going into one. So I think she just had more stuff than probably fit in the location. So she, donated to the charity and we were very happy to take it. So now I want to make sure I can give, I want to get as much money for the charity as I can, but I would thank you, book, because that's exactly the way I feel about it. It's getting to a point where I need to be able to move it on, and I will feel guilty if I sell something for quote unquote less than it's worth, or even worse, less than somebody paid for it when they donated it to me. But to a certain extent, I can't do anything about that. I have to make sure I'm selling it for what it can sell for. And I'd like to think that everyone's just going to have the goodness of their heart. They're like, oh, it's for the dogs. Here, take $500. That's not realistic. I'd love that, but it's not realistic. So I have to come up with prices that are still realistic, but recognizing, okay, yeah, like I said, if I sold this on my channel, I'd sell it for less, but this isn't my item. Like this is for a charity. This is for the dogs. So trying to find that happy medium. So I like 45 for those that weighed in. I appreciate that. And that was it. That was the last item. So let me see if I can I've run out of room on the table. So I put this back in the box. Ugh. All right. I'm getting old. So that is the video of 715 Vintage. So again, for those who missed the very beginning, I did this as a live haul simply because it has now been running for 1 hour and 41 minutes. That is how much was donated by one store. So 715 Vintage in Batavia, Illinois. They are a small, relatively small antique mall, vendor mall. Beautiful items. I picked up some stuff for myself while I was there, and they have some great stuff. And they just took it upon themselves that they thought this was a good cause. Wendy, the person that kind of organized it there, she has a booth. She was a viewer of my channel. She knew that I was doing the fundraiser and she wanted to participate, and got a lot of her vendor friends to participate with her. So thanks to everyone at 715 Vintage. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. I think they're on Instagram, but I'll put the links in the description of the video so you have those. But for everything that I showed, that has been donated to the charity. I will then be offering it on. If there's anything you like, send an email to the email address on the screen. Let me know what you're interested in. And really at this point, go ahead and tell me what you want to pay. Everyone's really hesitant to say, well, what are you looking for? Like, what do you think? And I don't have time to research all this stuff. That's why I kept begging you people to do it. So if you could do a little bit of research, or you really like it, think about, okay, what would I pay knowing it's going for a good cause? Like if somebody shows up and says, I want to buy this 1974 piece for $1, you're not getting it. It doesn't matter. It's worth more than $1. I may not be able to get 50, but it's worth more than $1. So, be realistic, but I'm not going to sit there and penny pinch if you say, well, I want to pay $10 for something that maybe I was thinking 15, maybe I counter a little bit, or I might be like, oof, done. It's one less thing I need to try and sell later. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you got this far, give it a thumbs up, but most importantly, share amongst your friends that we're doing the fundraiser. Share these videos, share the Instagram posts, share the Just One More Dachshund posts, just share jomdr.org. Very simple. That's their website, JOMDR, Just One More Dachshund Rescue, jomdr.org. They're a 501c3 organization. So everything that is being purchased is a 100%. Your tax, you have to know your tax rules. If you pay $5 for this, well, I won't let you have it $5, but say you pay $20 for this, which is what I think it's worth. You might be able to write off like $5 if you can find it online saying, well, it was really worth 15, but I paid 20. Okay, that's fine. If you pay 100 and it's worth 15, you can write off the $85 because you have now paid more than technically it was worth. But you can't write off the full $100 because you did receive something in value for part of your donation. So I am not a tax specialist. I am not giving tax advice, but it is one of those benefits that if you pay more than something is worth, you can write off the difference. And that's why sometimes when you support like charitable organizations, particularly the really big ones, they might give you a magazine and they'll say the magazine has a value of $7. So if you give them 50, you can write off 43. Like they'll specifically tell you what it's worth. I'm not going to tell you what it's worth, but if you buy enough stuff or you buy some of the bigger stuff and you pay generously, you can figure it out with your tax specialist and you can figure out, yes. And it is a 501c3. They can give you a letter saying that you did provide, a donation. That's what 715 Vintage will get. They provided the donation of all these items. They will get to be able to write all that off as a charitable donation because they're not getting anything in return for this. But I'm trying to recognize them in these promotional videos as I'll be recognizing everyone else. Oh, hey, Releve, I didn't see you join in. As I'll try and recognize everybody else, that's donated throughout. I just got, what's over there? I just got something from Vintage and Vino that was purchased by Bree, and another item from Beth at Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties. So I will showcase those later. A pair of items that did not get highlighted in the video earlier from Debbie from Chicago. So I've got things that are still coming in. What I'm still missing are the mystery boxes. One more showed up, so I'm up to 8, but that means 13. I had to do the mental math there. 13 boxes are missing. So if you know anybody that has one of those trusty travelers that went out in the beginning of the summer, the whole idea was they would get rotated between friends. New stuff, something would be taken out. You put a new item in, and the instructions were in October, they needed to come back to me. So far, only 8 people have been able to follow that instruction. Now, it's entirely possible somebody took the truest definition of that and said, well, October runs to the 31st, and maybe it's on its way now. I'm hoping because the fundraiser itself is in 9 days, and I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. So if I don't get them soon, it's going to be very difficult for me to do anything big to try and sell all of those items that are coming back that everyone is so generous in putting into the box. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. But if you happen to know anybody that has a box or happen to hear somebody's like, oh, that's right, I need to send that, pistol whip them. Tell them they need to send the box because this is for the dogs. And I hope everyone had fun. It was all designed to have fun. But now I'm getting a little annoyed because now it's like, wait, I want everyone to have fun, but the fun really had a point. So please let me. Yeah, and I know that a couple people were still shifting around, and that's the part of the problem. The Postal Service love the U.S. Postal Service. Please don't boycott me. Love the U.S. Postal Service, but good heavens, they're not having the best time right now. So it's entirely possible everyone did follow it. I'm going to get a box that left on October 2nd, and I get it November 30th. It's entirely possible. I can't do anything about it. But if anybody knows that somebody was like, oh, that's right, it was sitting on my counter, I forgot to send it, gentle reminders or pistol whipping, whatever. It is one of those cases that if they didn't see the note or they didn't remember, there is a clock on it. I mean, if I get some later, I get them later, I'll just have to deal with it. But I really was kind of hoping to turn that into a thing. And I will do a separate video or post on these. This is another one because we're really getting to the point where I don't think I'll be able to get it. And this does have a clock, but I have started receiving recipes. So thank you for those who are sending recipes. Suzanne Raspberry, I got yours. Somebody in Georgia. I haven't opened it yet. Wait, let me open it really quick. Carla from Colorado. I'll do a video and post on these. This is from, Kara, the Kitschy Corner. So thank you, Kara. Beth from Sweet Treats and Pretties. She sent me some. So it's slowly growing. At this point, I did not want to do this. At this point, I have no choice. If you want to participate in sending me recipes for the recipe box, ideally they need to fit on a 3x5 card. But at this point, I'm going to be printing off recipes and just folding them until they fit in the damn box. So if you have a recipe at this point, even if you put it on a card, I don't think I'd receive it in time. I mean, basically, it's now the 3rd. We are now technically Wednesday. the sale's in a week from tomorrow. I need to list these on eBay tomorrow, so that tomorrow being Thursday, so that the auction will end next Thursday during the live event. So I can always add cards as I get them, but after somebody buys it, bye-bye, it's going to be gone and I won't be able to send anything. So if you didn't send them and you want to send me an actual printed email, I've received several of them. I will just have to print them on regular paper and just fold them enough times until it fits in the damn box. It is what it is. It's the spirit, it's the thought that counts. And I give you full A for the thought. It was an odd idea that I thought would just be fun. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't seem to participate in it. So I probably won't do it again. Peterson, yeah, you said you were going to send some more. So I haven't received yours yet. I did go to the post office again today, and that's when I got these. They all showed up today because I was just there yesterday, and I did not have these. So these all showed up in one day. So it's entirely possible that's where the trusty travelers are. They're coagulating somewhere, and at some point they're all going to break through and hit at one time, which I will celebrate. I had a notice that their box was, I had something that was too big to fit in my PO box. Like, yay! It was the shipment from Vintage and Vino, which I loved, but it was one box. And I'm like, that looks a little big to be a trusty traveler. And I opened it up and it was not a trusty traveler. So loved it. It's beautiful. Which one's theirs? It's a wooden dachshund that I'm not 100% sure what it is. I don't know if it's like a card holder. That's something I'll talk about in the video because I want to give them a fair shot. This is the 715 vintage video. So I will showcase some of the other things I'm getting, but it's kind of a cool, it's got a hole in the middle. It's wood and it's got something in the middle. So something's supposed to fit in there, but it's really skinny. So I don't think it's a planter. And then Beth sent a Doxie caddy, like a dresser caddy, super cute in a style I hadn't seen before. So I was really excited to get that. So anyway, well, thank you so much for everyone hanging out. For those of you, particularly those that stuck around this whole time. I didn't anticipate being on this long, but I kind of had the impression that if I didn't do it this way, these items weren't going to get shown. I just didn't have the luxury of doing a video, showcasing and researching all of these individually and then editing it. So 2 hours later, we're done. So those watching the video, if you've gotten this far, again, send me any requests. If you want anything, I will set things aside. And at this point, we're close enough to the sale. I'm not like really looking forward to doing this, but I could start a box and say, okay, I'm not going to send it to you yet. I'll just start a box for you. That way, if you want to buy things in the sale, you can do that, and I can just combine for the shipping, which I totally get. But what I'm trying to avoid right now is, at this point, if I died, somebody would come in and just assume I was attacked because this place looks like a bomb went off. And I still have a room upstairs of stuff that I've been receiving over the last 3 months that's all nicely wrapped up that I haven't even opened up yet. So I'm going to have so much stuff to sell. I'm not going to be able to get through it all in the live sale. So it's probably going to be extending past the 11th, which, to be perfectly honest, I didn't want to have happen. But I committed to this. The dogs need it. Dawn is really excited about it. And I want to make sure I can support the Doxies. So we're all going to get through this together. But share the word, spread the word, let everyone know this is going. Dog lovers or not, we're going to have, as like, well, all this stuff isn't all just dog stuff. If you're a vintage lover, you're a dog lover, there's going to be something for everybody, and hopefully we'll have some fun. So, and I will, thank you, Steph. I actually will have people helping me the night of the sale, and I've got people helping me pack. So I won't be 100% on my own, but I'm kind of on my own leading up to it. Although I might I was supposed to get together with some people this weekend, and I might just say, hey, why don't we meet at my house, and then lock the door. So we'll see what happens. But I do appreciate, I've committed to this. I'm not complaining. It really sounds like I am, but I'm not. It's just something that I need to get better organized. I need to, it just got bigger than it did last year, and I'm traveling more. So those two pieces definitely worked against each other, and it's just stressing me out a little bit. So but we'll be fine. So again, thank you so much for hanging out. Like that, any of you even cared for all that I just shared. And we'll, like I said, we'll figure it all together. So thank you again so much. Thanks for the people that did help with the research. Katie, the stuff that you did for the records, really appreciate that. Some things that are coming up, some dog related, some not. Not dog related, to give you guys a little break, not dog related. Tomorrow night, the duo dive, Katie and my duo dive, is hosted on Katie's channel tomorrow, which means I get a little bit of a breather. So I'm quite grateful for that. So Katie's channel will host the duo dive on Vintage and Vinyl, and that is hosting Fatbird Finds with Mary Beth's collection of swung glass vases. So it should be a great time tomorrow night. That's at 9:30 Eastern on the Vintage and Vinyl channel. And then Thursday, I've got a double header. I've got a sale at 6 p.m. on Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties. That's Beth's channel. She just hit her 1,000 subscribers. She did her first live sale on my channel a year ago, and she invited me to come onto her channel to have an anniversary sale where I get to sell with her. So that will be at 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, also on Thursday, is my regular slot for my sale. So I will have 2 sales that same night. And for Beth's sale, 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 3, 4, or 5 items out of the items I'll be selling are going to be items for the Doxies. So I will make that very clear at the time I do it. And then when I do my sale at 8 p.m., there will also be Doxy related items during that sale. So like I'm peppering them in as I go to kind of like close through some of these. So you'll see there that, which I didn't do last year. But those are coming up. And then Sunday, what else do I have going on? Sunday is the next Tales from the Triptych, which I am hosting because I am insane. But the next Tales of the Triptych will be Abington Pottery, which is an Illinois-based pottery company, which technically still exists. It just no longer makes art pottery. But if you want to buy a toilet, you can still buy Abington Pottery. So that is going to be my Triptych tale on Sunday. Probably be short for my own sanity, but it's also, I picked a topic that was relatively short. They were only in business for 16 years selling art pottery, but in that 16 years, they made over 1,000 different designs. So that will be Sunday's Triptych, will be Abington Pottery. And then next week, the duo dive will be a special preview of everything dog related with the sale on Thursday, November 11th. So a lot of stuff coming up. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Yes, and Katie hit her 2,000 subscriber, which means somewhere along the line, I've got to make a freaking thing of Jell-O. But I do so wholeheartedly and happily because I 100% support Katie and thrilled that she made it to her 2,000. So we have to figure out when her challenge is. And all of you can make disgusting Jell-O recipes and join her channel as well. So thanks, everyone. I think I just saw somebody else join in. Nettie. Hi, Nettie. Sorry, I don't think I saw you. So anyone I missed, I really do apologize. You know I suck at following the chat. I'm trying to get better. But we had a lot to cover tonight. So anyway, we're at 2 hours, almost at 2 hours. So I'm going to cut off before I hit it. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. And everybody have a great night. Talk to you again soon. Bye.